Hi guys, back again, another video. I had originally went through all the nerfs and changes that Ryu had got. It was about a 20 odd minute video, but generally it was just really negative, and I just didn't think it was worth everyone else sitting through 20 minutes of just negative things. I will comment on some of the game changes. If you want to see that video, give me a shout, maybe I'll release it, but yeah, I've come up with something else, some things that I've been working on, but nothing special. Generally, I think they've went too far with Ryu. I think he's still a solid character, but only because the game's a bit diluted down again now. A lot of the strong things are missing, taking it in a strange direction. I like some of the changes, but they don't match up. It's just like they put shit in a machine and it spat out some changes, and whoever got lucky, you know. I think the most disappointing thing about Ryu is that not that he got changed, which was fully expected. It's that all the things people complained about in Ryu are now on other characters. And yeah, of course it's fine for other characters to have shit, but not Ryu for some reason, you know, he can't be good. The white chip, great idea, poor execution. I like the idea that the white chip recovers slower so that you build white chip up. But then they go away and make overhead -6 on block. That's a full combo, and an easy combo too. That just seems like a really strange change. I would have thought you would have went the other way. Make overheads even better, faster. You build up the white chip, you take that white chip away with the overhead, people don't know whether to block high or low. Shit, there's where your guessing should come in. Decision making when you're under pressure. But now, you remember when you've got the chip situation, both characters have low life, you'd be absolutely suicide to go for an overhead now. It's basically game over. If you hit, you win. If you don't, you lose. It's a 50-50. Again, yeah, it's like they purposely made Ryu shit so Akuma looks really good, because Akuma is basically all the things that people bitched about on Ryu now in Akuma, but he just has less health. So why couldn't we just got less health and be done? But yeah, some nerfs were fair. The jumping like kicks, stupid obviously. You know, the DP, fair enough. It's really hurt him with the anti-airs, I'm not gonna lie. All the retards on the forum saying, oh, he'll just be like Guile. Well, yeah, Ryu doesn't have fireballs that recover in 28 frames or whatever, and and incredible zoning. So yeah, you cannot compare a character like Guile to a character like Ryu. Completely different kind of scenarios, where Ryu will get jumped on fairly late in the fireball war, and you need these invincibility frames to anti-air. I've already had mine stuffed a couple of times. It's not going to happen all the time, but once is enough, I think. You know, you're going to see a tourney where someone goes for a DP and loses because they did the right thing. But yeah, anyway, it's nothing to do with the wake up. You know, I think people were happy that the wake up DP's gone, but if you played good players, wake up DP wasn't really a big thing. And now, funnily enough, people are saying, oh, but you still get to blow up frame traps with DPs, but that's a crazy risk. You're going to do a DP in the middle of a frame trap that still gets crush countered, lose almost half your life for a reversal when you can just do a 3-frame jab. I don't think people have really thought that one through. Generally disappointed with the changes. I've got some stuff here in the video, guys, that I've not really been working on. I've not played Season 2 a lot. I've played it enough to realise that yeah, he's a bit weaker, but he'll still be a solid character. He's nowhere near the top though. He'll be kind of solid mid. Not fun. I don't think they gave him anything fun, which is a kind of prerequisite of gaming, should be fun. Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed about that, so I think I will definitely mix up my characters if I'm going to continue playing this game, which I don't know if I will. I'm not really that excited about it. Maybe if I pick up Zangief or something like that, I'll find a new passion for it again. I like Zangief. I like, as you can probably tell, these solid fundamental based characters, you know, that rely on decisions rather than one combo from a V-trigger, you know, that takes half your life from one thing that you learned in 6 minutes. So yeah, we'll see how we go. But here's what I've been working on, and good luck with Season 2, guys. Okay guys, this is just some things I've been working on. Like I said, I've not had a good chance to sit down with Season 2, and even though it sounds like I'm highly negative about the game, which generally I am, I'm still going to give it a good go and see if I can find anything that will change some matches. It's just that you can just tell on paper there's not much to work with there. But this, if you are up against a character with shorter normals, so not someone like Cammy obviously, it's not going to work, but Ryu, Ken, Akuma, thinking of people with short normals, if you do the sequence, you know, we've been talking about the buff, they can't actually reach you with another button, which means you can pressure on from there, which is quite handy. Now, the reason why I guess I'm saying that move is quite average is because the pushback isn't that great, and Ryu is negative from the fireball, and the move that he uses to cancel from the fireball is slow. Those aren't really the ingredients you want from a good space control tool, but in the case when he's playing a character with short normals, he can whiff punish any return button without fear of being hit. So what I've done here is I've recorded the white suit Ryu doing a medium kick, because he knows I'm negative after the fireball, so he might try to take his turn back, but he can never hit. But that's not just the part about that. The part is that you can whiff punish, so it's like a built-in whiff punish. That will work every time. Like, I'm point blank here, so maybe something like this. Let me see if I can make him block the jump in. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about, and as you know, if you know how to buffer the EX Tatsu behind the standing light kick, you do it very fast, and the Tatsu won't come out. So again, that's decent damage that's relatively risk-free, because stand light kicks too fast. So again, I've recorded Ken just doing a crouching medium punch. It might not be this button that they return fire with, but you can go through all the buttons of the characters with the short normals, and none of them really reach after the sequence of that. But again, this is one, if you've got V-trigger and a critical art, you can do something like this. That's decent, you know, like little. I think that's the kind of things that we're going to have to rely on, little gimmicks with our V-trigger and our meter, stuff like that. So with the characters with the slightly longer normals, if you use the one hit axe kick, the last hit cancels into the fireball, there are still some positions where you can set up whiff punishes. Like Karen is probably going to try and counter poke you back with standing medium kick, because it's probably one of her best buttons. So yeah, like what I just showed you with Ken, it's not going to work with Karen, but if you get to particular ranges, like about here maybe, that's going to work, and hopefully that sweep will whiff, I think, so that it's relatively risk-free, unless she whiff punishes your whiff punish attempt. That's when we're getting a bit deeper, but again, I think that standing heavy punch one will work with that. Yep, that works. So just have a play, guys, see what you can find. And of course, if you're worried about big heavy buttons like the crush counter buttons, most of them are going to be too slow after the sequence to beat Ryu. We're going to be just ahead there. Like Ken's probably going to try and do, you know how they do their spam heavy kick. So yeah, like I mentioned at the start, sometimes I'm not sure how this will evolve, but it might be better to go for the sweep from the solar plexus if you confirm it, and then dash up into a meaty. Since most characters now don't have reversals without meter, it could be a good thing when they don't have any meter to get a better mix up there instead of going for the max damage, you know. So it's just something to think about. And something else on that I noticed with that is if they back roll the sweep, which most people generally back roll in Street Fighter 5 because it's very strong. And if you guys aren't doing it, just back roll most of the time until someone can figure out that you're back rolling. But after the solar plexus, if you jump forward after the sweep knockdown, it will beat non-metered reversals like this. So it will either make them whiff or it'll just beat them clean because you're catching them in them frames now where they don't have any invincibility.